Hello, welcome to ABAC and Sword of Light, and I'm going to be going all the party members and Persona 3 Reload and all their usefulness, and kind of rank them a little bit. But let's get into it. So we're going to talk about the main character, which is, you know, just a character you basically invest into as your long-term investment, but let's go into it. So we're going to go over how his limit break works. After summoning personas, it gradually increases, so swapping personas is a good thing to do with him. And he also gets weakness amp, which is invaluable, because it does more damage when an enemy is weakened, I think up to 50% when you hit a weakness. So, we're going to go over how his limit breaks work, as you do need to fuse a lot of personas to unlock these. So, Fusion Calculator is your best friend. But, the one I would recommend is Scarlet Havoc, as this one helped me a lot throughout the game. It does severe damage to all foes, ignores resistances, and it hits like a truck. And Trickster's also pretty good. It's massive almighty damage and a chance of inflicting an element. So there's some good ones to think about when you make the main character. Alright, now Yukari is next. We're going to go over her. Now her abilities work after healing someone. It fills up her limit, and healing Apex reduces all healing spells by 25%. Cyclone Arrow is also a really okay limit break, but that's not the one we care about. But it does do severe wind damage to 1-4, and then those resistance, because these are all considered almighty. Tranquility will give everyone an automatic concentrate, basically. So this is really good for people who want to be a Magic Sensor team, or anyone who has Mitsuru in the party, and since it'll help her ice magic hit a lot harder. But let's go into the stats. And let's check her persona. So she comes with Garudine, heavy wind damage. She comes with Armidia Shower, which will pretty much cure all elements, which is pretty good. Me Petra is an early game skill I didn't really use much at the end game, but so you can probably replace this. Sarah Karm is really good as it revives one fallen ally full HP. Madeira Harness invaluable at 11 SP because it fools the party's full HP. Garudine deals heavy wind damage to all foes, so that's just the AoE version of this. And Secunda is really good as this will help accuracy and dodge rate of your party. So this is all good. That is a good skill that's really good on her. And this is just a single target full heal. So now we're gonna go to the next character. Now we're gonna talk about Junpei Iori. So let's go into his limit break first. After landing a critical hit, he becomes motivated by his own potential, so that's how you're going to fill his limit bar quick. And he also gets critical boost, so he does more damage with crits, basically. So his first limit break is a physical one. It deals massive damage to one foe ignoring resistances, which is invaluable. And Blaze of Life is also the really broken one on him. It does massive fire damage to one foe, ignoring resistances, and fully restores the user's HP. As this is genuinely pretty strong, and it does a lot of damage, and it's a full heal, so you can't say no to that. So, we're going to go over his skills. So, Vorpal Blade is really good AoE physical attack. He does get Agidine, but he's not too magic-centric. He does get Regenerate. It's automatically 6 HP since he's physical. This really helps. He has defense buffs to help the party out. Though he would probably be a good pick for a physical attacking party member if you really want one. Also gets Brave Blade, which deals severe slash damage to one foe, which is also a really good skill. High Counter is also God tier in general. 20% of reflecting a physical attack is just always good in this game. Gigantic Fist, another physical attack, and this also gives you Pierce, so you can hit Pierce weakness. Alright, let's go to the next character. We're going to talk about Akihiko next, and let's go into it. So, we're going to go into his limit breaks, as we've been doing for everyone. After strengthening himself, his spirit rises, and he also gets buff boost. This is really good, because buffs do more, you get more benefits from buffing Akihiko. If I would have used him more, he would have been an invaluable asset to the team. So, deals heavy lightning damage. That's basically indoors resistances, so that's good. This is also area of effect. So that's pretty good to note. And this does severe lightning damage and ignoring resistances. High chance of shock, which can set you up for more critical hits for anyone who's a physical user. So that's also really good. So he's something to consider for a physical team if you want to get that shock status out there. So now, we're going to go look at the stats. We're going to go look at his persona. So, he comes with Zeodyne, Electric Boost, God's Hand, God's Hand's Severe Physical Attack, Maziodyne, Matarunda. And he comes with Shock Boost, so you can paralyze more foes, so that's always good. Masukakaja. And he does come with Electric Amp. I just haven't leveled him up all the way. But Electric Amp would be pretty good. And also, Invade Ice is also invaluable, so you can evade his weakness. But, depending on what you want, you can probably replace Matarunda with Electric Amp if you want to, like, just do more electric. But that is basically, Akihiko, and I would say overall, he's a pretty alright party member. Not as good as the other ones I mentioned, but he's not too bad. So now we're going to go to the next character, which is Mitsuru. So we're going to go on how Mitsuru's limit breaks work. So after weakening enemies inflicting an element, her will burn brighter, and she also gets element boost, so she has a higher chance of inflicting elements. So her first limit break is Blizzard Edge, it deals severe ice damage. And this one does Severe Almighty. This is really good. These are really good with a nice concentrate, so you can hit really hard. But let's go into her stats and show you what she does. So Mitsuru is your magic user. I'd recommend Mitsuru if you want to have a magic-centric team, because concentrate will pretty much 2.5 times double her next magic attack. She has Mabufu Dyne, that's AoE. She has Rakunda, basically, debuffs the enemy attacks. And she also comes with Marikarin. This is really useful early in the game, because she has that element boost. So that's a good thing. Her skills are a little limited, unfortunately, but she's still pretty good, all things considered. Now, Diamond Dust is a severe magic skill. This will combo well with the Concentrate, so you will hit hard as hell with this. Especially if you have a magic-centric team that benefits Mitsuru. Also has Free Boost, which will help set you up for crits. This is pretty good. Because you freeze the enemy, you can crit them. Element Boost, so you're more likely to land that Marikarin on an enemy. And she also gets Ice Boost, which increases her ice damage by 25%. If she got Ice Amp, she would be even better. I would have to put Mitsuru in a high A tier, but if I had to make a tier list. But go to the next one. Now we're going to talk about Aegis, the next party member. Aegis is generally pretty useful, and let's go to her third G. After using physical skills, her... Wait to mention... Now, I did not get the second one, but I still think I do want to talk about her, even though I did not get the second skill for her. But she has Orgia mode, heavy pierce damage to all foes and North resistances, and you can't control her for a time, so that's the only thing that's really limiting about this to keep in mind. Maximum firepower deals severe pierce damage to one foe, North resistances. Orgia mode is really good, you just can't control Aegis. So we're going to go into her persona skills, and yeah. So, she comes with Mirrored Arrows. She has some good resistances, too. Resisting, Slash, Fist, and Pierce is pretty good. She comes with Myriad Arrows, which is very solid. Enduring Soul is really good. And she has a lot of the AoE buffing attacks. So this is really good. She makes a great support party member. And she's just really good at giving the buffs and stuff you need. And this increases the party-wide defense, just like Junpei. And she also has Dakunda, which nullifies all debuffs for allies. So this is really useful on her. Because if you get debuffed a lot by a boss, you know, you're going to have to wait out the 3 turns if you don't have this, unfortunately. She has a lot of piercing damage. She's a really good pierce user, so if you want someone with piercing damage, she is a really good option. She also gets Resist Fizz and Insta Heal, so she can recover 1 turn from any status. So, pretty strong party member overall. You can never go wrong picking Aegis. Now we're going to go over Kin. Alright, now we're going to talk about Kin. Once its SP is less than half. So, Kin's alright. I wasn't the biggest fan of Kin in the game. He's alright. And then he gets Spirit Refresh. But let's go over his limit breaks. Deals severe light damage to one foe, ignoring resistances. This one's actually pretty good. I never really used it, but I could see the usefulness for this one. Raises party's HP fully, restores allies' HP, and will reflect one attack. This is pretty good. I never needed it, but this would be useful in certain situations. So let's go over the persona, I guess, and let's talk about it. So he gets Vile Assault, so he's kind of more of a mixed attacker. Basically. I didn't get his last two skills, so I do want to talk about him. But he gets Vile Assault, he gets a heavy light damage skill. You get a full heal on top of that. You get Makara Karn and Terra Karn are the main things for me that are generally useful on him. Having someone who can protect you from any magic or physical attack is just fantastic. He also gets Decaja, so when enemies trying to set up, he can remove debuffs, which is pretty good. Remove buffs in general. He gets the AoE version. He also gets Terra Karn, which is a full revive, and if you want to do more light damage, well, he has light amp. So yeah, overall, he's an alright party member. If anybody can play him better, you know, leave comments in the section. Leave a comment. And tell me how you played Ken. Now we're gonna go over the best good boy, everyone's favorite, Koraru, in my chat. So we're gonna go over his personality after exploiting weaknesses. So he likes to exploit weaknesses a lot, so his bar fills up. And Auto Musakunda lowers the enemy's accuracy automatically, which is really fucking good. Hound of Hades deals severe dark damage to one foe in North resistances. This can hit pretty fairly hard. Now we're gonna go over Power of the Howling. Next physical attack will more than double the damage for all allies. This is really good. This helped me out a lot in my playthrough, as I was more of a physical centric build. So Koraru was an S+ tier party member for me. He was putting in all the work. So now let's go over how good his persona is. His persona is Cerberus. He comes with Aegeon. So he gets basically all your dark skills. Aegeon, heavy dark damage attack. This is your AoE version. Mamoon, this is an insta-kill, so you have a good chance to insta-kill things if it's weak. Debilitate, this is the best skill on Koraru single-handedly, as this reduces the enemy's stats, all of them, basically. This is really good, and only for 36 MP, this makes Koraru really good. Revolution, this was good for if you have Junpei on the team. If you're running Junpei, this is also a fairly useful skill. So I would take this in mind, as this does help you get crit rates, but it does increase it for foes, so you gotta be careful of that. Tempo Slash, this is a multi-hit skill. Multi-hits are really strong in this game, as it's 1-4, and with the crit rate, it's really good. He gets Masuku Kaja, it raises the party's evasion rate. Combo with that Auto Masakunda, this is pretty good. He also gets Dark Amp to boost his dark attacks. So now I'm going to go over who I think is best. Now we went over all the party members, who I think the best team and who I think is best for a playthrough. I would say Koraru is S tier. Aegis, I would say high A tier. Mitsuru, I would say is an A. Yukari, I gotta put in C tier, unfortunately, as you can fuse things that does what she does better, basically. Junpei, I'm putting in the S tier, because his physical damage is off the wall in this version of the game. Akihiko, I'm putting in the B tier. Because Akihiko isn't bad, but, you know, the party members just end up being better than him. And Ken, I gotta put in the D tier. Unfortunately, I didn't have a use for Ken, unfortunately. But if you guys liked the video, drop a like and a sub. I appreciate it. Have a good one. I'll see ya.